Hello, I'm Tyler Bull with Frontier Precision, and today we're going to be diving into Trimble Connect. We'll be going over how to create a new project, upload and share files through the cloud, the Trimble Reality Capture extension, and how to share views of 3D models and point clouds. So for starters, you're going to want to navigate to the Trimble Connect webpage. That is web.connect.trimble.com. After you do that, you're going to be prompted to sign in with your Trimble ID. If you don't have a Trimble ID, you can create one here. It's free. You don't have to purchase anything or have any subscriptions to create a Trimble ID. So I'll go ahead and sign in here. Once you do that, you'll be in your projects folder. This is just all of the projects that you're either a member or admin or creator of. And you can see here I'm a member of a lot of different projects. If you're just starting out with Connect, you're not going to see any of these tiles. But to create a new project, you just come over here and click the New button. Project name, we'll just call this Connect Demo. Project thumbnail, if you have a picture you want to use for the thumbnail in the tile, you can upload that here. Project location, North America, obviously. The project ownership and project license are tied to your Trimble subscriptions. So we'll hit submit to create that project. And that'll take us into the Data Explorer. So this is where you can upload files to share between Trimble Connect's web page and Trimble Access on your field person's data collectors. So if we wanted to create a new folder here, we'll call it Surfaces. So after we create that folder, we'll go in here, and let's say that we have a design surface that we want to share with our guys in the field for some staking. We'll go to Add up here in the top right, Upload Files, and you can either drag and drop that file here, but we're going to browse our project folder. And you can see our TTM file right here. So now that file is uploaded into our Trimble Connect web project. So all we have to do now is hop over to Access and sync up our collector to Trimble Connect, and that'll automatically download that project, and we can then download this file in Trimble Access. Alright, so now we've moved over to Trimble Access. This is just the home page when you fire up. What you're going to want to do first to get synced up is sign in with your Trimble ID. So you'll just click this little icon up here. Sign in if you wanted to remember your account, and check that box. That's going to open up your web browser. You'll just enter your username and password. So now you can see that we're logged in. Our Trimble Connect demo project is right here, but we haven't synced up and downloaded it yet. So we'll click this cloud icon right here. And you can see our Surfaces folder that we created in the Connect web app right here. So we'll check that, accept, download. And now that has created this project folder in Trimble Access. So now I'm just going to go ahead and make a new project. And I know that this surface is in state plane, so we're going to set that up here. Alright, so now that our project is created, I'm going to open up our layer manager, and under map files we're going to add in our surface. So you can see here, this is in our surfaces folder in our Connect demo job. Now if we zoom into our project area, you can see that brought that surface in for this parking lot. And so your field crew will be able to use that and stake out that DTM and provide whatever the contractor needs. And that's all on the fly. As long as they have an internet connection out in the field, you can upload that stuff to the cloud and they can download it and get to work. Alternatively to downloading that surface file first and then adding it to your map files, if we go to Add, Trimble Connect, that'll take us to that project folder in Connect, and there's that surfaces folder we created, and we can download it from here as well. So now we've moved on to the office side of things. We're in Trimble Business Center. We have a point cloud here in front of us that we want to send to Connect for others to view. TBC has a new command called publish scan data, and we're going to use that to push this point cloud up to Connect. I'm going to go ahead and select publish scan data from my home ribbon. I'll give this point cloud a name. Right below that, you'll see our Trimble Connect project is in that drop-down. I'll select my data, make sure I have the right project selected, hit publish, and once that finishes publishing to Connect, it'll bring up our process view, which has a button that'll take us straight into Connect when we click on it. And since this scan was post-processed and is georeferenced, Reality Capture will highlight the area around the point cloud and show it in a satellite view. You can see on the right-hand side the properties of the scan. There's just a bunch of information there, such as the date, the amount of points, the file size, things like that. You can then view this scan in 3D with Reality Capture. And from here, we can share this view with coworkers, customers in a web-based format without the need for any specialized software like TBC to view the point cloud. All right, so we've got our project set up. We've got some data in here, and we want to get this data out to the field crew. Before we do that, we're probably going to want to start adding some members to this project and give them different permissions. So what we're going to do that is go over to Team, and I'm just going to create a new group and call it Field Crew. And go to that group. We'll invite some people to our project. I'll just invite Nathan to be a part of our field crew here. And so once that person accepts that invitation, they'll be shown here. So once they're showing up in your project members, check this box. You can change their role from user to admin, which just gives them different permissions. I'm going to go ahead and add them to our field crew group. And now you can see that pops up down here that they're now an active member in that group. A little bit about the different roles here. There's a project administrator and user are the two different roles you can set up for people. For admins, admins can invite anyone to the project and provide administrator access to the project. They can create, edit, and delete user groups. They can assign a user to a group while inviting them. They can set folder permissions, but those permissions do not apply to the administrators. They have full access to everything. An administrator can remove any user and edit user roles. They've got more permissions for setting up notifications. Users, depending on the settings, they can invite people to the project. They have access to all the folders unless they're restricted by the admin for some reason. They have some management permissions for the data they create in the project, like deleting views or to-dos. They can revoke access to the data they share with a specific user. So now I'm in a project with a little bit more data. You can see we've got a folder full of scans here with an LAZ file and an E57 gridded file. We've got a SketchUp model, 3D model, surfaces, some screenshots. So if I wanted to share any of this data, I'll open up one of these folders here. Let's say I want to share this scan with a customer or client. Check the box here. Click the share button here. Then you have a few different options. You can share it with a specific member of the project, signed in users with it'll just copy the link, and then any user with the link. So any user with the link, you could send it to someone outside of your organization and they'll be able to download that file. You just enter their email address here. You can set an expiration on the link. You can have it set to view only or view and download. So here you can see that file was sent to me. I can download it from here, or I can go to the link. And after you click download, you'll see it spinning up here. And that's how you can send data to either members of a project that might not have access to a certain folder, or for members outside of the project, customers, clients, whoever you need to get that data to. So now let's get into the reality capture extension. In order to enable that, you're going to want to go to your settings, extensions, and just hit this button right here to turn on that extension. Then we'll go ahead and go into reality capture. And then you can see all of our scan data here, all of our scan files. We'll go ahead and open this guy up. You can see all your properties for that scan here. If you have more metadata, it'll show you the scanner type, area, the number of points. And then we're going to view this in 3D. And there you can see our scan data popped into this 3D viewer. From here we can zoom around, take a look at the scan, make sure we got everything we needed. You can take measurements. You can add markups and annotations. You can leave notes. There's a clipping plane tool. There's the clipping plane tool. Just pick an area, and then you can orbit it around to try to isolate an area or just take a slice of your point cloud. You can reset the model here. That'll just erase all your annotations and clipping planes and measurements. So let's say I wanted to share this 3D viewer with a customer or client. What you can do is click Add View in the top ribbon. And we'll go ahead and call this Frontier HQ. Add a description. And I'll just share this to myself. And then you can see here that sent me an email inviting me to that 3D viewer of the point cloud. And then I'll be able to view this, mark it up, and that'll save those markups in the view so you can collaborate with different people working on a project, people working on a design, or customers and clients that might have questions. In order to share these views, though, you will have to add the person as a project member. If it's someone you don't want necessarily adding or removing files from your project, you could just set them up as a user and restrict their permissions. But once they're in the project, you can create views and share them with whoever. So just a real quick clarification on enabling reality capture. Once you go into your settings, extensions, you'll check this box here to enable it in the 2D projects viewer. After that, once we get into the 3D viewer, you also have to open up your settings, extensions, and make sure that it's enabled in here as well in order for reality capture to work in the 3D model space. That will conclude today's video. Make sure to check out our on-demand platform for some more in-depth training at training.frontierprecision.com. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.